to start with, Claire, I think we're going to have a little look at this glute tension, so we're going to release the glutes, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to sit on your roller widthways. Can you all see me?
Yeah.
Yep. And then what we're going to do, you can just stretch your right leg just to start with. Okay, so I'm going to extend the right leg. Just make sure when you do that, you're not locking the knee out and that your leg is extending forwards in parallel as best you can. And then I want you to cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And as you do that, you put your left hand behind you on the floor. Yeah, so you've got a bit of rotation. And then slowly start to draw your right leg back in so the knee bends. To see if you can get your right knee to come in.
Oh, I'm just the wrong way round.
That's it. So Jenny, if you just pull your right foot in, see if you can get your right foot now flat on the floor.
Oh, I'm very stiff.
On my right foot.
Yep. And you might need to tip over to the left a little bit more. You there, Claire? You should be tipping to the open leg side. So you should all feel that you're on your left glute, not your right. Other side, Claire. That's it.
Oh, ow.
Yep. So if there's a little bit of tension in your glute tissue, you'll find it right now on the roller. Yep.
Cool.
So what I want you to do is breathe.
I don't know why I can never see my feet.
What? Have you got glute tension as well, Jenny?
Pardon?
Glute tension, are we all feeling that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So what you can do is now the right foot's back on the floor, just use your right foot to gently sort of push and pull so you roller on that glute. So the roller should just move back and forth, that's it. Now breathe. Keep it calm. And you're just looking to go towards that sore spot and then sort of roll off it. That's it, Anne. Good. Nice. And you could open and close that that left side a little bit, so you roll to the outside of your left hip. You're getting round towards the outside of the glute. That's it. Nice. Good.
Why does that hurt so much today?
One more on this side, and then we're going to switch to the other side. So just bring both feet back to the floor, rebalance the pelvis at the top so you're even on both sit bones, and then extend your left leg. That just makes it easier to cross the right leg over the left thigh. That's it. And then start to bring your left foot in towards your bottom. Or much tighter on the right side. You're placing your right hand on the mat behind you.
Oh.
Yeah, and the closer you can get your left foot in towards your bottom, the more you're going to find that glute tension. So just ease into it. Go with what feels okay. If we got tight sit bones today or tight glutes, just go with what feels good. I say good. What I mean is less bad. That's it.
Oh.
Nice. So I'm just doing that little push and pull, that little gentle roller movement, just to get the roller to roller on those glute tissues. Nice. One more here. Good. Now what we're going to do, you can come off the roller and back on, but if you can, I just want you to sit so you're straddling the roller. Okay? I'm sitting on the very edge, that's it. And then make sure your feet are underneath your knees so you don't feel that your feet are kind of tucked in behind you. So walk your feet out till you can plant your toes. And then watch those knees coming towards one another and give your knees some space. To open out of the knees, you're going to hold your shins. And then from here, I want you to press your shins into your hands. And that should open your sitting bones and sit you up a little bit taller.
Oh, I'm struggling.
And then release that press of your shin into your hands and let your pelvis sort of go, and flop back. Good. Then press the shins into the hands and your sit bones will open and you'll sit taller. And then as you exhale, release that press and let your sit bones kind of roll back. And you should feel that you're sort of moving your weight to the front of the sit bones and then the back of the sit bones. And what we're doing here is releasing that fascial tension between the sit bones and in the pelvis. So we
Hi, Katie. Katie, it's Ros. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, Ross. Hello.
Sorry I'm late. I couldn't find my tablet.
That's okay. We're sitting on the roller, Ross. Can you see me?
Okay, I can see you.
Yeah. So we're just sitting. We're doing a little bit of sit bone fascial release. So I'm holding the shins, the hands on the shins, and then pressing the shins gently into the hands to sit up tall, and then releasing that press and letting myself just sit back a little bit. Yep.
Okay.
So we're feeling some tension there, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it more to one side than the other?
Yeah.
Even. So I always feel this is a little bit tighter on my right.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I just ease onto it and then off of it. Yeah, nice, Jenny. Really, really nice. Good. Sitting up tall, so you're getting that little roll of the pelvis as well. Good. One more. And then before we have a lay down on the roller, I'd like you to all just hop onto the floor and sit on the mat on your bottoms and notice the space you've just created.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should feel that there's a real nice opening between your sit bones. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use the roller for our arm work today. So sit yourself on the very edge of your roller again. Have your head blocks ready into hand.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I know it's a bit of circus skills here this morning, ladies. So I want you to gently start to feed yourself back onto the roller. So just let your spine lay along the top of the roller. And then if you would normally use a head block, bring the head block in now. Or Jenny's got a great idea, nice rolled up towel there to support the head. And then just take a moment to organise your feet. So your feet are in line with your sit bones. Again, close enough to your bottom where they can stand for you. Good. And then from here, ladies, just breathe. Okay, so it takes me a few breaths to organise my tissues on the roller. So anytime you need to wriggle or fidget or lengthen your pelvis a little bit underneath you, please do that. But you really want to feel like your spine is laying along the top and centre of that roller. So from here, what I want you to do is just gently sway your weight from side to side. So you're going to sway your weight over to one foot, and then you're going to sway to the other foot, coming through the centre. And the roller should move a little bit here, ladies. You should roll underneath it. So just where you feel comfortable, not to the point where you think, oh, I'm going to go onto the floor. Just dropping your weight into one foot, then the other, and letting the roller roll underneath you. And you'll feel this sort of gentle mobilization of the spinal column. It gently just starts to open out on top of the roller as you do this. You'll sense one pelvic half gets heavier. The other gets lighter, but it's not like 3 and 9 o'clock, as in we don't keep the roller still for this one. You let your weight sway from side to side, from foot to foot. And you'll notice when you come over to the side, can we feel a little bit of those side belly muscles, if you like? They just gently switch on to stabilize you. Are we feeling that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Are you okay there, Claire?
Yeah, I'm really achy today.
Just, we've had a few sort of achy backs and stuff this morning already. The roller really does help. It does feel a little bit uncomfortable, or it can do to start with, but it's so worth it when you get off, I promise. Okay, and then bring your weight to the center now. So even weight in both feet. And from here, we're going to just start to place our hands on the low belly and start that low belly breath. So feeling the belly tissue expand as you inhale. Deflate as you exhale. And again, slowly building up that sort of breath capacity. So try not to really tension the tissues when you breathe in. Feel it's a full but soft breath. And when you're ready, we're going to take that into a little bit of pelvic 12 and 6. Now just take care in the pelvic 12 and 6 on the roller, because your pelvis won't roll as much as it does on the mat. So it'll feel like a smaller movement, so, and it's fine, okay? That you should feel that on the roller, it's a little bit smaller. Inhale to roll to your tailbone. Exhale to roll back towards the rib cage. Inhale forwards to the tail. Exhale, roll back, deep scoop of that belly. Inhale forwards. And exhale back. And allow that movement to sort of carry on up the chain. So the pelvis kind of triggers a little movement from the ribs and the spine, and even maybe a little head nod. Let's do 2 more. Rolling back. Again, keeping the tension out of the muscular system as you do this. Just gently letting the pelvis roll on the leg bones. Good. Finding neutral now. Keep your hands on the front of your pelvis now. We're going to take a 3 and 9 o'clock. So this time we don't want the roller to move. We want to feel like we're mobilizing those 2 pelvic halves a little bit now. So as you exhale, tipping that nice warm liquid or the marble, whichever you prefer, and rolling the marble either from one pelvic half to the other, or rolling that nice warm liquid. Personally, I prefer the liquid because it brings a slower, smoother movement. One pelvic half should lift into your hand a little bit more as the other melts away. And you might have found that for the first couple of movements, the roller shifted a little bit from side to side. And then hopefully after a couple of movements, we managed to quieten down that movement in the roller. I just feel like this is coming from the pelvis. And again, on the roller, what you can sense here is that reciprocal response through the chain up into the back. And then we're going to bring ourselves into the middle. So feel like those 2 pelvic halves are evenly weighted. And just checking with your feet, we tend to have a bias or a pull to one side. So make sure that both feet are pressing as evenly as they can. And then from here, float your arms to the ceiling. So bring them to shoulder height, if you like. And then from there, we're going to take a protraction of the shoulder blades. So as you inhale, let the shoulder blades glide away from the spine and around the rib cage, and let the arms glide to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just let them soften back to gravity. So just control that movement back to gravity. No squeezing or collapsing through the shoulders. Inhale, glide and reach. Exhale to glide it back and sense a little opening from your collarbones. So as I'm protracting, keep that movement going and coming back to neutral. I just always check in with that space between my shoulder blades and make sure that it's present on the roller at all times. The movement should feel like a slide and glide from the shoulder blades or the scapula around the rib cage. Fingers are softly spread, softly open. I'm really putting that word glide in my mind. So I don't want the muscles to take over here and push and squeeze. I really want to feel like I'm mobilizing this from a bony or a skeletal point of view. And soften. And on the next one, I'd like you to bring your shoulders and arms back to neutral. And we're going to take our nice little arm arc. So take an inhale, reach the arms back and overhead. Try not to let the rib cage lift. And as you exhale, bring the arms forwards till they're just hovering by your side. So don't bring them all the way to the mat. Just bring them around to the side body. And then inhale, take them back again. Exhale to bring them forwards. And just keep that movement, that glide of the shoulder blades as free as you can. So give your arms permission, if you like, to sort of turn on the side of your body. And just all the while keeping that idea that that space between your shoulder blades is nice and present on the roller. Your collarbones are nice and wide. We've got a nice bit of length through the neck and the spine. And as the arms reach overhead, I want this sort of feeling that the crown of the head and the arms are reaching away from your sit bones. Good. 2 more. Inhale, take the arms back. Exhale, bring them forwards. Last time, this time we're going to pause with the arms at the ceiling. So we can go into our marching arm pattern. So we're taking one arm back and the other one forwards. And then they sort of switch at the ceiling. So see if you can get your arms to travel at the same rate. Again, keeping the collarbones wide. They need to really help these arms to turn on the side of you. Really making sure that the arms are living on the side of your body. They're not coming across the midline, because that's going to impinge your shoulder movement. And that the arms are reaching long in both directions. So I always get this feeling when I'm doing these arm exercises that there's something just out of reach of my fingertips. My fingertips want to brush and touch it, but they just can't quite reach it. From here, you're going to bring your arms to the ceiling again. So let them meet in the middle and hold them there. Now from here, we're going to do a single arm opening out to the side. So I don't mind which arm you choose. One arm's got to stabilize and stay pointing to the ceiling. The opposite arm has got to open from the chest and reach out to the side of the room. Now don't let that reaching arm come all the way to the floor. So feel your shoulder blade sort of reach your arm to the side. And then as you exhale, bring that reaching arm back to the ceiling. Try not to cross the midline. Keep the arms torso distance apart. And then switch. Open the other side from the chest. And really think of that arm reaching out, not down. It's reaching out to the side. And just keep alternating from side to side. What you can feel here, ladies, is that your obliques start to wake up. Are we feeling those abdominals? Are we feeling those abdominals, ladies?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Do we like feeling the abdominals, ladies?
Yes.
Good. Good. One more to each side. Opening out. Exhale, close. Last time. Open. That looks nice and well done. Well done, well done. Good. Keep that controlled and slower. That's it. One more time and then bring the arms to the ceiling. Bring the arms down to the mat. And then take a very careful dismount from your roller. Just pop the roller to one side. And then come and have a little lay down on the mat. And if it was a little bit uncomfortable on the roller, it should now feel great when you get back down to the floor. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, it feels
Oh,
lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, nice.
All that nice space. Now
Yeah.
just roll it into the crook of your knee. So you're going to push it into the crook of the knee. So now we've created that length and that space. We're going to find a little bit of movement through the legs. So I want you to just bring the roller now underneath your feet. And because we've done a little bit of work laying on the roller, we should feel nice and open and find neutrals much easier to find here. And I'm going to let the arch of my foot rest on the top of the roller. So that long arch of the foot, I want you to feel like it's almost curling over that roller. Okay? Now from here, I think some of you have done this with me before. We're going to do a little bit of ankle mobility. So it's a very tiny, tiny movement. So keeping the arch of the foot wrapped over the roller at all times, I want you to pull your heels towards your sit bones and they'll pull down to the floor a little bit. Now just check in, make sure your toes haven't just pulled off the roller. And then from there, roll the arch of the foot over the top of the roller, push the roller away just a little bit and point your toes to the floor on the opposite side. So it's a tiny little movement. Dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Mobilizing those ankles, keeping the pelvis in neutral. Keeping the muscles at the front of the pelvis nice and soft. But we should feel the muscles of the legs waking up to do this. Even though it's a tiny, tiny movement, you should really feel those muscles in the legs just start to switch on. Wait, work. Little pull, roll over the top of the roller, little point of the toes, open foot as you come into that plantar flexion, that's pointed toes. Good, now pause in your start position. So for this one, you could bring your arms up to the ceiling. It does just help to keep you connected to the rib cage. If your arms do tire of holding up here, just bring them back to the floor. We're going to do a little leg slide with the roller. So what I want you to imagine now is there's resistance on this roller. Like you're trying to push the roller through sticky mud as you push it away. My feet are in parallel, my legs are in parallel. I'm going to take an inhale to prepare, and as I exhale, I'm going to start to push the roller forwards. As I do that, I'm going to tip my toes to the ceiling. So as I push out, my ankles are dorsiflex. And I'm only going to go as far as I feel that I'm controlling this from the abdominals. Yeah, so push, the roller will move up the calf a little bit as you push out. So don't worry about that. Good. And then from there, as you inhale, pull your heels in towards your seat. Keep the pelvis nice and soft at the front. Exhale to push. So maybe imagine that we're on the reformer doing footwork and we've got a bit of spring resistance on this. Soften the pelvis as you pull it in. So it's an exhale, push out in parallel, toes tip to the ceiling. The roller should move up the back of the leg, pull back in, and your feet should pop back on top. If you feel like you're losing the roller, you just need to create that resistance, create that feeling of push and pull. I'm going to keep going with these. I'm going to pop up and have a quick look at them individually. Good. Nice. So if your arms are at the ceiling, Claire, make sure your hands are over your shoulders. Nice. Make sure as you push your legs forward, you're not sort of overarching your back. So don't worry if you're, so keep your arms down for me, Anne. So don't worry if your legs don't fully straighten. We want to make sure we're keeping pelvic neutral. And then on this last one, bring your roller back into the start position. Good. And then on the roller, I want you to bring your heels together and slightly part your toes. So we come into that little Pilates V. Your knees will separate a little bit, so they should separate a little bit here, so space between your knees, and I want you to sense there's just a little bit of outward, hi Claire, a little bit of outward rotation from your leg bone, upper leg bone. Yeah, good. So from here, we're going to push out with that little bit of turnout. So as you push away, you should feel like your thighs slowly move towards one another. If you're getting to full extension, your inner thighs will touch, but don't worry if you're not. And then inhale, pull back in, heels to sit bones. So create that idea of resistance in your mind. Yeah, this one is much more challenging. So you've really got to find that push and pull. So imagine that you're pushing your roller through molasses. Good, nice. That one was better and lovely. Pull back in. Exhale, push. That little bit of turnout. Inhale, pull.
You probably can't see me.
Pardon?
I don't know whether you can see my feet. I'm too close to the camera, aren't I?
Yeah, I can see Jenny's stabilizing her pelvis. I can see the whole of Anne. I can see Claire's head and knees. Occasionally, I can see Claire's knees. It depends whether they're bent or straight.
Let me just move this back a bit. I suddenly realised my feet were getting very close to the. Let's see if you can see it better now.
So I can't. Your video is not on at the moment.
No, it's gone. I don't know what's happened there. Let me just tap it.
You should have just got a message to say turn the video back on. Everybody else have a little rest. Push your legs all the way out to straight now, ladies. But nice and passively. So let your legs lengthen out.
I don't know why you can't see me today.
There we go. You're on now. Ros, talk to me and I'll be able to see your video.
Okay, I don't know how much of my feet you can see.
Hold on. Let me minimize these for a second. Yes, Ros. There you go. I can see bosoms mostly. There's your feet. Hello, feet. Lovely. Okay. Did we all discover we got resistance bands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I want you to do, ladies, is come up into a high kneeling position and grab your resistance bands, please.
Do we need a really long one? Because I find my blue one's a bit small, but I have got a green one that's longer.
Longer is better, just because you can then judge a bit more, you can judge the resistance on it as you wear it.
Grab a longer one.
So what I want you to do is take the band around the back of your body. Now, if you've got a band like mine, they're a bit sticky and they tend to stick to one another. So see if you can keep it as open as possible. I've got a slit in mine, so you might see me pin and twang myself today. So yeah, you're going to wrap it around, and I want the band to find the lower tips of your shoulder blades. So the band's going to come round and underneath your armpit. So this exercise is called the offering, okay? And I'll show you why there's 3 levels to this exercise. So I'm holding the band between my index finger and thumb, and I've got my palms up to the ceiling. My elbows are bent, and my collarbones just feel wide, like they've got space. So try not to really squeeze your elbows into your side body. Give yourself space at the chest, so you shouldn't feel any discomfort around the collarbone area. Now, to start with, we're going to find a little bit of external rotation through that upper arm bone. So all you're going to do is inhale, feel that your collarbone sort of extend into your arms, and your palms are going to sort of turn out to the side of the room a little bit. Yes, good. And then bring it back into parallel. So widen the collarbones, feel your chest open, and then your arms sort of offer themselves open to the side. Good. And they won't come all the way to the side body, they shouldn't. And again, I could push this till I start to feel tension in my collarbones, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I've got space to move, because there's, like I said, 3 levels to this exercise. Inhale to open, widen those collarbones. Feel your chest almost open from your breastbone. Good. And then bring it back. And then opening out again, one more time like this. And then bring it to a close. Good. Now from here, I want you to open out. So start the same way on an inhale. That looks very nice, Jenny. And then on an exhale, I want you to feel your elbows start to extend. Your arms start to open and expand. Really feel like you're retracting your rib cage. And then with control, bring the elbows back in towards your side body. And then bring your arms back into parallel. So that's an inhale to open. So watch when you come back in, you're not crossing that midline with the arms. Exhale, extend the arms out, grow taller as you do this. Good. Bring the elbows back in towards the side body. And then come back into a parallel position. Don't cross the midline. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, extend the arms, grow taller. Pubic bone to navel, so we got that low belly support. Bring the elbows in towards the side body. Come back to your start position. On this next one, we're going to hold with the arms open. So externally rotate the arm bones. Exhale, extend the elbows just to where you're comfortable. You shouldn't feel this in the top of the shoulder. So maybe feel like the tips of your elbows are just dropping to the floor. And then from here, I want you to take a little rotation. So you're going to rotate to your left. And then come back through the center, rotate to your right. So in that rotation, you should grow taller. Good. Feel like your spine actually comes out through the crown of your head and your rotation carries on to the ceiling. Keeping those ribs retracted. You should really feel like your arms are working now. One more to each side. Good. Bring it back to the center. Bring your elbows in. And then just let the band hang for a second. Take a nice little shoulder roll. Good. And then we're going to come back to the bands again. So you just leave them somewhere to hand. Bring yourselves up to standing. And we're going to grab our spiky ball. So you can, if you need a little bit of balance here, you can use, Ross, you can use your bed, or you can use a chair or the wall.
That's a spiky ball.
Which position is it best? I think I'm going to stand to the side, ladies, for this one. So to start with, I want the front of your foot on the ball, your heel down. So we normally do this, ladies, on the half roller, but most of us, I don't have a half roller either. So remember that we want the standing foot, the foot that's not on the ball, to be as level with the ball foot as possible. But remember with this one, Ros, that if you need to stagger that standing foot back a little bit, then do that.
Okay.
Yep. And use a little bit of hand support if you need to. So we're going to take that calf stretch from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to roll the pubic bone gently up towards the belly button. You'll sense your hips open at the front, and you should sense then that your heel, your right heel, drops a little bit deeper into the floor. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you start to sense it's not as strong as the half roller, but we still get that calf stretch. Arms are hanging down to gravity, but everything else is sort of lifting up and finding that sort of length to the ceiling. And you're just going to hold here and breathe for a moment. Now check your knees aren't rolling inwards, that the knees are in parallel. Maybe even a little bit of outward rotation from those upper leg bones. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to take our little pelvic hinge, if you like. So you're going to start to feel the pelvis rolling on the leg bones. Make sure you've got that low belly support as you come into this sort of little ski pose. The knees bend forwards, palms up to the ceiling. So make sure you soften those knees. Take your palms back and up. Yes. Breastbone should shine forwards a little bit. So just come forward. Yes, Claire. Nice. Good. And then come out of that, rolling the pelvis back on top of the leg bones. And the arms should just respond naturally. Good. And again, rolling that pelvis on the leg bones. You should feel your tailbone lengthen. Feel that belly support as your knees bend forwards. Palms up to the ceiling so you get a really nice sort of thoracic opening, and then rolling back up on top. Good. And again, one more time. Soften the knees forwards as the pelvis goes back. Hips go back in the socket. Good. Nice. Nice open chest. So we're all Eddie the Eagle Edwards. Good. Come back up. Okay. So from here, you're going to lift the heel on that right foot now, and you're just going to gently roll the ball in parallel. So it's coming down that center line of the foot. Okay, we're going to take this into a little exercise in a moment. So I want you just to feel like that ball is running in a track. So it can't roll off to one side. So you've got to get a really good push down of that ball. You get a nice little foot massage as well. So once you've kind of found the pattern of that movement, see if you can not look at your foot when you do this. Keep that pubic bone to navel, keep that lifting out of the standing leg. Okay, I can show you the first one, ladies. We're going to take this into a little standing lunge on this side. So I'm going to roll the ball forwards till my heel presses on the ball. The ball of my right foot now is on the floor, and then from there I'm going to bend the right knee forwards as I reach the back heel back. So I'm coming, yeah. Now stand a little bit taller, Claire. So lift your pubic bone up. That's it. Yes, and just feel that's an opposing force on the legs. Yes, Claire, good. Now push off the front toes. It will shift your weight back, and then pull the ball back underneath you. Yes, good. So push the ball forwards. Stand the heel on the ball. Check in with that pubic bone to navel. Make sure you've got that ab support. And then bend the front knee slightly as you reach the back heel away. So you're coming, yes, Claire, good, much better. Good, and then push off the front toes. Pull the ball back in. 2 more. Rolling that ball on that parallel line. Good. Pubic bone to navel. Stand tall. So the torso only leans because of the leg movement. It's not the torso that takes you into that movement. Push back. Bring the ball back underneath you. Last time on this side, roll through, step, lunge. Pelvis facing forwards, connection to that pubic bone to navel. Good. Push back. Pull the ball back in. Let's change sides. So we've got the front of the foot on the ball, really letting the toe bone spread. So as you get that foot on the ball, I really want to feel like my foot gets wider. So check in with this side. You're aiming to get your standing foot level with the ball foot. But if that throws you off balance, just stagger it back. It's fine. Use support if you need to. And then feel that you're standing that little bit taller, pubic bone to navel. Good. And so we're just taking that calf stretch. That's a lovely position, Jenny. Well done. Good. Nice. So you're getting the calf stretch first. Just check in with your knees. Make sure they're not rolling in. We've got a slight feeling about with rotation of the leg bones. That's going to help to keep the pelvis buoyant. Yes, nice. Yes, Jenny. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to take our little hinge forwards. So make sure your belly doesn't collapse as you take this little hinge. Arms lengthen, palms up to the ceiling so I get a nice open chest. It's sort of a bias towards thoracic extension. Good. See if you can get that stretch into the hamstring, even into those glutes. Roll the pelvis back on the leg bones. And at the top, make sure you're fully engaged pubic bone to navel. And then rolling the pelvis again. I think we did 3 of these on the other side. And again, my leg bones, when I take the hinge, want to roll towards one another. So keep those knees separate. One more time. Yes, Ros, that looks lovely. Good. Arms up, chest open, collarbones wide. Bend the knees forwards. Good. Roll back on top. Ready for our little lunge. Okay, so use the support if you need to. I'm going to stagger the standing foot, my right foot, a little bit back from my left. So you're going to push the ball forwards. Stand your heel on the ball. Pubic bone to navel, and then feel that opposing force on the legs. So the left knee is now bending to the wall in front as your right heel reaches to the wall behind. Push off the front toes. Pull the ball back underneath you. Ready to go again. I think we did 4 of these. So roll through on the ball, step, check in with that support from the abdominals, and then bend the front knee. Make sure that front knee is tracking over your second and third toe. Push back, pull the ball back in. 2 more, roll through, step lunge. Opposing force, good. Push off the front toes. Pull that ball back in and underneath you. Last time, well done, ladies. Roll through, step lunge. Good. Push back, pull the ball back in. Good, we can get rid of that ball now, so just pop it to one side. And then just notice your feet on the ground, they should feel a little bit lighter, a little bit more buoyant on the floor. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Nobody's
Yes.
talking to me today. So we're
Yes.
ready. Yay! Okay, so ready for our little calf raises, ladies. So again, use the hand support if you need to in front. I would suggest in the calf raise that you have both hands holding something rather than one. Good. Okay, so from here, pubic bone to navel, leg through that rib cage and a lift, and then from there, can we float the heels off the ground? And as you do that, focus on reaching through the big toe. Then there's an inner upper thigh connection as well. So you should feel the inner upper thigh muscles just engage a little bit to help pull you up. And then reaching the heels back to come down. Pubic bone to navel, float those heels off the ground. Reaching the heels back to come down. Good, nice. And again, you want to make sure the knees are straight, but they're not locking out here. You should feel that you're sort of pulling up through the leg muscles, through those pelvic muscles, through the sit bones. Let's do 3 more. Lift and lower. So take care with your foot on this one, Anne.
Yes, okay.
Is it feeling okay? Yep.
Yes, it's okay at the moment.
Good, nice. Lift and lower. Now we're going to take this into a little running man if we can. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. You lift up, you have support there if you need to, and then you're going to bend one knee forwards and the opposite heel will reach back. And then you switch. And then you switch. And switch. So I really want to feel like I'm working through my feet and ankles. I want to feel like the switch comes from the push off the bent leg side, so that I sense almost that there's a little man at the ceiling that as I switch my legs, he pulls me upwards. Pull and lift and switch. Yes, good. So for Roz, I want you to think of a nice elevated trot here, please. So place yourself as in the dressage yard, or the dressage ring, and you want a nice buoyant elevated trot. So pushing off that bent leg side. Lovely control, Jenny. Well done, Claire. And Anne, well done, because you've got no support there, Anne. Anne's added some reciprocal arms, which I'm loving. Anne is literally going for a stationary walk in her front room. Well done, Anne. And then rest it out. Nice, Anne. Good, 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 good. Give the legs a little wriggle. Now, hopefully, ladies, what you should feel is that your hamstrings and your glutes switched on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the feeling when we're walking that we want, that feeling that we pushed off the back of the leg. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the flex band. So I'm going to place it on the floor and I'm going to stand my right foot on it only. So I've got it wrapping around the ball of the right foot. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And then what I'm coming into is what's called a hammer curl grip. So I'm going to hold the ends of the band. I'm going to grab the band from the side so that my thumb is on top. Yep, like so. And same on the other side. And then I'm just going to step my left leg back. So I feel that the back leg, my left leg is extended. And that I've got that sense that I'm reaching through the heel. And that almost like somebody's pulling my hamstring a little bit towards the back of the room. Okay, and then I'm going to bend my front knee forward, so coming into a standing lunge position. And I want to feel that my chest is proud and I'm not leaning forwards with my ribs. So my ribs are knitted together, okay? So you should feel, or hopefully it looks like, because I can't see myself at the moment, like you're making a diagonal line from your back heel to the crown of your head. Yeah?
Yeah.
From here, we're going to do 8 bicep curls. Yes, okay, so it's going to look like this. Exhale, bend and fold the elbow, curl the bicep. So, and you want to hold that differently. So grab the band from the outside because you're not going to be able to curl the bicep. So I'm going to come closer. So you grab the band from the side and your thumb has to go on top. No, let go, bring the bands into one hand. So keep your knuckles to the side of the room. No, 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 no. And you've got to release that. Hold. No. So one end of the band, I've got to grab it from the side and then put my thumb on the top. No, not that way. You're going downwards. No. No, 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 no. And let go of the band. Yes, that's it, Jenny. Let's have a look, Claire. So, and let go of the band completely. Bring your hands like this. And then give me a thumbs up. So you need to grab the band like this. Relax your arms. Yes, Claire, that's the way. Let's have a look, Anne. Yes, there you go. Yes, you got it. You got it, you got it, you got it. Well done. Yeah, it's not easy when we're on camera doing this. You can't really see. Okay? So we're in this lunge position. We're in the hammer curl grip. Pubic bone to navel. Retracted rib cage is lifted. We got 8 bicep curls on this leg. Okay? So pubic bone to navel, sense that opposing force on the legs, and as you exhale, we're going to curl the bicep, and then you're going to inhale, stretch the arm forward. So release the bicep. Keep that lunge position. Exhale, curl the bicep. Inhale, extend the bicep. So what you should feel when you start to meet the resistance on the band is that your back leg wakes up. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Yes, into that back leg. I think we've got 2 more on this side. Exhale, keep that belly strong, keep that rib cage retracted and lifted. Last one. Okay, so we got 8 more on the other side, otherwise we're uneven. So step your left foot into the band and then step your right leg back. That's it. So the back leg should be straight and the front knee should be bent forward so it's tracking over your toes. So you shouldn't be able to see your toes here really. And as you exhale, we curl the biceps so the tips of the elbows reach forwards And then release the bicep by fully extending the arm. That's it. Exhale, curl the bicep. Reach out a little bit more through your back heel. Yes, and then reach it forwards. 4 more. Exhale. Inhale. We're on the last 2, ladies. Keep it strong. And release. Last time. And release. Good. You can step out of the bands now, put them to one side. We're going to finish with our little black stroke rotation. Wait, there you come. So place your hands on top of your shoulders. Let the tips of your elbows relax down. Now, if we can do it this way, drawing a circle with the elbows one at a time, or if you want to challenge it, you take a full backstroke arm. So it's entirely up to you. So, and when you're ready, start to circle, bring your right elbow forwards, and then circle it up and around. And follow that elbow as you mobilize it. And then go to the left. Bring it forwards and then back and around. So 1, and then the other. Now look at the elbow as it goes past you. Look over your shoulder at that elbow. Yeah, so lift it, rotate it. Nice, Anne. So you feel a lift to the ceiling and a rotation. I like this exercise for my upper back. Doesn't matter if your pelvis comes along for that ride a little bit. What you can't see, ladies, is that I have somebody that does this in the kitchen with me. And she'd like to join in for the last part.
Hi.
Hi, this is Dulcie. Dulcie, this is my lovely ladies. That's lovely Anne, I've got Jenny, I've got Claire, and I've got lovely Rose. Hi. So do you want to show them how it's done? Yeah?
Yeah.
Hands on the shoulders. Ready? There we go. So your elbows drawing a big circle. Yeah, so you get a nice stretch in your back.
Mom, I have a
Do you? Do you post me little notes while I'm working?
And this time it's a big surprise.
It's a big surprise this time. There we go, ladies. Finish there. Do you want to come and say hello and goodbye to my ladies?